All right. So once again, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the day four or the last lecture series, which is the title is Commercialization, USTP Developed Technologies. And our speaker this morning is no other than the Director for the Technology Promotions and Commercialization Office of USTP. Now, allow me to introduce our distinguished speaker this morning. Dr. Vanessa, are you with us already? Can you hear me loud and clear? All right, thank you for the heart reaction, ma'am. So to introduce our speaker, our speaker holds a doctorate degree in business management with a significant years of experience in the field of technology transfer, intellectual property management, and innovation commercialization. Her career as a business faculty has been redirected with her designation as the Director for Technology Promotions and Commercialization Office, concurrently to being the Director for the Business Enterprise Division in the University of Science and Technology of Southern Philippines, Cagayan de Oro. In between these designations, she initiates engagements with partners, agency, and industries forging collaboration and ensuring the valuable intellectual property is protected and leveraged to its full potential. With a passion of innovation and commitment to bridging the gap between innovation and commercialization, she is set to actively take part through the office she represents. The pursuit for the transformation of groundbreaking ideas into tangible products, services, and partnerships that drive economic growth and societal progress. Proof to this is the significant participation of their office to successful commercialization of food technologies to two MSMEs in the region, driven with the idea that innovation is the engine of progress. She fulfills the role as a technology transfer officer, increasing the wheels and on continuous guests for promising research discoveries, guiding them through the complex web of patents and licensing agreements, and ultimately setting them to path toward an impactful commercialization. Help me welcome the person I'm referring to is no other than Dr. Venessa Adalin-Garcia. Ma'am, the virtual floor is all yours. All right, while waiting for our speaker, please feel free to contact your classmates, your fellow trailblazers who's currently enrolled to the Tech 101 for the attendance. Again, attendance will be sent through this to our Zoom located in our chat box. Just feel free to click the link. And of course, for the evaluation later on, right after when we are done with our lecture series, with a discussion of our speaker. All right, so once again, please feel free to contact and remind your Trailblazer classmates that we actually have an official memo for our activity this morning for the lecture series. Thank you so much.
Sir Jerby, can you see the slide already?
Yes po, Dr. Venessa. You're good to go na po. Thank you so much po.
Really audible?
Yes po, you're loud and clear.
So thank you very much for your kind introduction. My apologies for the technical glitch, where I think we're having a little problem now with our connection. Well, it's always been a problem, but I think now because Seiya is also having our year-end evaluation, so everyone's online, you know, so I think that is consuming a lot of bandwidth, and so I hope this is going to be smooth, no, for the next few minutes, no, for my presentation. So good morning, everyone. As we always say in TPCO, a happy and resilient day to everyone. I hope you are all recharged and refreshed over the weekend, and it's so good, no, to start our Advent season, no, with a little know-how on what technology is, innovation is, what our university has been up to in terms of our innovation ecosystem. So I don't have the profile actually, you know, of our listeners here, and I'm not sure if this is the first time that you will be hearing about technology transfer or commercialization. So maybe for some of you who have heard about this, perhaps, then consider this as your refresher. And for those who just encounter, you know, this term or find this term somewhat new, then welcome, no, to the world of innovation and technology transfer and commercialization. All right, so okay, no, the file is a bit distorted, but I'd like to start with a story. No, this is about the, I don't know if you recall the story of MH370, the lost airline, Malaysian airline, somewhere in the Indian Pacific, way back 2014, if I'm not mistaken. Do you know about this news? This has made headlines, you know, way back then. So is there anybody here who is familiar, you know, with this story? If you are, then kindly click on the heart button. You are familiar. So we also have in our, what we call in our academic institution, no, the mystery of the Bermuda Triangle. But let me just again refresh your minds about this story. So this was the case of flight MH370. So this was the flight a little less than an hour, no, after their takeoff, who got lost, no, in the somewhere in the what they call in the Bermuda Triangle. So yes, ma'am, you're not familiar, no, with the Bermuda Triangle. It's known as the Devil's Triangle. Especially those who are familiar with how the armed forces operate. So you should be a little familiar with this. So it is, they say, an urban legend focused on loosely defined region in the western part of the North Atlantic Ocean, where a number of aircraft and ships are said to have disappeared under mysterious circumstances. So in the case of flight MH370, nawala siya, no? All carrying all 227 passengers with it. And up to now, it's still a mystery, you know, what happened with that flight. There were news after that they're said to be a survivor, you know, but apparently these are two people whose passports were stolen somewhere in Thailand. So nobody really survived. within this aircraft. So why am I telling you this story? This is an analogy that may be a little bit far-fetched, but this is what could happen, no, to our technology if not utilized. It could get caught in the Bermuda Triangle, and we do not want that to happen. So we start with the basics, educating ourselves with what innovation is, what technology transfer and commercialization is. Because as students and faculty, do we have faculty here or are these all students? Sir Jogs, do we have faculty here? Students lang.
It's a combination of faculty and students.
Okay. All right. So whether we are faculty, members of the faculty, or we are students in this trailblazing institution, we play a very big role, in our pursuit for innovation. They say that in this modern age, innovation is the main event of the modern age. No, but then again, what is innovation without commercialization? So for this morning, we are going to talk about these things. But before I'm going to actually take you not to the commercializing technology ang sa tatong title, commercializing all of technologies in USTP. Mo ba ni siya, Sir Jobs?
Yes, commercializing USP developed technologies.
Yes. So before we're going to get into that, let's try to understand the process. Because more than knowing how do you actually commercialize your technology is for us to have a good understanding on the process, the terms that we will always encounter like all throughout our innovation journey. So let me start by refreshing our minds what technology transfer is. So in accordance to the Technology Transfer Act, or Republic Act 1005, technology transfer is the process of transferring technology from the person or organization that owns or holds it to another person. So the stark reality these days that the knowledge economy has taken over the business may be attributed to this form of knowledge transfer. No, that's technology transfer. So you can see that it's actually one of the food. So moreover, when we say technology transfer, this is actually the movement of data, the movement of designs, inventions, materials, software, technical knowledge, or trade secrets from one organization to another, guided, of course, by policies, procedures, and values of each organization that is involved in the process. And this can take place between universities, not just for businesses, and also governments as well, ensuring that scientific and technological developments are available to a wider range of users who can help develop or exploit. Okay, so take note of these words, develop and exploit, because those are key terms that you would have to understand in the context of innovation. Okay, so are you with me? Can you follow our discussion? Now, if you feel like asking in the middle of the discussion, please feel free to drop your comments or your questions in our chat box. Okay. So let's try to again have a review on what innovation is. You have probably heard about innovation. This is what we have been talking about siguro since day one of your journey here in USTP. So take note that you belong to a trailblazing university and We're so lucky not to be here, but we have to live up to being trailblazers. So it's very important for us to really understand what innovation really is. Now, innovation, a lot of authors would come up with definitions, various definitions about innovation. But in this particular context, it may be simply defined through this equation. Innovation is simply the sum of invention and exploitation. Okay. So in the stage of invention, this is where research and development is established. Okay? And commonly, the old paradigm is that researchers manage to communicate these inventions through publication. And then that's it. But now, we are not going to stop with publication. The new innovation paradigm is where researchers develop initiate protection first prior to publication. And this is to ensure that researcher can maximize the potential of their researches and technologies developed through the market space. Now, part of the challenge of innovation is to bring these inventions to the market space. So how are we going to do that? This can be in different modes of utilization. And it can be for government use. It can also be for community adoption or for industry adoption, which what we have done so far, and through technology commercialization. So while we are doing that, we can say that we have really exploited the technology. Once the invention was successfully exploited, this is when research, development, and innovation become sustainable. So we can say that the role of innovation is not to just advance or be advanced in technologies, but to make this technology sustainable. And this can only be realized if it will be properly exploited by wider consumer or users. So in this particular sense, whenever we hear the word exploit or exploitation, it would connote somehow there's a negative connotation. But in this particular sense, it is something positive because again, when we are not able to exploit our developed technologies, it will not be sustainable. Okay, so that's what innovation is, in the topic that we will be discussing today. Now, so we say that it's important for technologies, diba, to be exploited. Why is it so? To really stress on that. If technologies are not properly exploited, it can get caught, or get trapped in what we call the valley of death. Meaning to say, we have not optimized the technology to its optimum. So even how good the research is, how well it has been funded, supported by our agencies, if we are not able to exploit this technology, then it could get caught in the valley of death. And that is something that we do not want to happen. Mapaingon na din siya dito sa Bermuda Triangle. Now, that's not what we want to happen to our technologies. So that's why it's very important na when we think of developing technologies, so is it something that can be utilized by our industry? Because if you just develop it out of nowhere without really thinking how can it best answer or provide solutions to the problems that our industry, government, and other sectors in our economy pose. So that's when we say it will be of no use. Okay, so we don't want our technologies to get trapped in the valley of death. Now, in the whole innovation ecosystem, as you can see, it consists of industry, investors, non-government organizations, and the government itself. But equally important as to the role that these agencies are playing are the colleges and universities. So this is when we get into the picture. So as faculty and as students, no, we make up this particular component in the innovation ecosystem. What exactly is the role that we play in the innovation ecosystem? We actually bridge that long-running gap between the academe and the industry. Okay? So as you can see here, without somebody in the middle that intermediates, that facilitates the transfer of technologies, the academe will just focus, will just be focused on what is expected of them to do, what is expected of them to deliver as a university. So we could say that technologies that they develop are rather technology-centric, as they would call it. So for the sake of being able to develop technology, and for the sake of being able to conduct research, because it's first and foremost part of the fourfold function of faculty, for example, in the university. So once they have it published, and hopefully they earn an incentive out of it, then that should be enough, for the faculty. So when they develop researches, they're not really thinking about it will really provide solutions, to the problem that our industry needs. Okay, and what would be one ultimate incentive that the faculty gets with developing technology? Technologists hope to get researchers rather hope to get points, for NBC purposes, for promotion. So they are just very particular, with these considerations. The industry, on the other hand, is just focused on developing the product, not really thinking about who they can tap, to be able to really optimize whatever resources available, talents, that are available in the academy, and they tend to be market centric in terms of the development of their technology. Okay, so what do industries have in mind usually? They tend to focus on how much profit they can get. But as they say in marketing, it's not really so much about the profit, anymore these days. It's about creating value out of the investments. So without somebody in the center, your technologies could get again trapped in the valley of death. So with universities already bridging that gap, we are able to facilitate the technology transfer. So in the university, now we have our tech transfer office, and it's being called the Technology Promotions and Commercialization Office, as you can see here in my background. So this is what we are tasked, to accomplish. We facilitate the protection of the intellectual properties. We facilitate the actual transfer of technology. We conduct evaluation of technology to really check if your technology is really novel. So this is something that's really very important, because there has to be something that's unique of your technology. So we say that when we innovate, it's actually an idea that we derive, from something or an technology that is already existing. Now, but more than that, it has to possess that unique characteristic. Gitawag na to novel, something novel about your invention. And then a market assessment will be conducted to really make sure that your technology is really visible to be brought to the market space. So that's the role, that universities play in the whole innovation ecosystem. Okay. Specifically, our objectives are set and anchored on the Republic Act 10055 or the Technology Transfer Act of 2009. And these are to develop and implement strategies in fostering innovation and entrepreneurship, accelerate revenue generation, and ensure effective resource management, maximize outputs from vibrant research and strengthen extension services, and continue to strengthen partnerships and collaboration among stakeholders. So all the objectives that our office is set to do is anchored on these objectives also that is drawn out from the Republic Act 10055. Okay. So let's try to look at the different modes of commercialization. So early on, we have somehow refreshed our minds on what technology transfer is. So now let's try to look at the different modes of commercialization. When we see commercialization, this refers to the process of deriving income or profit from a technology, and this may be done through any of the following. So it can be through licensing, it can be through spin-off, it can be through outright sale, and it can be through joint venture. So let's try to look at each closely. So when we say licensing, this permits an existing company to legally use, make, reproduce, offer to sell your technology under a limited set of terms. So this is the auto mode, when we commercialize technologies in the university. We usually do licensing because siguro a more comprehensive discussion on this would tell you why it's favorable for a certain technology to be commercialized through licensing. So when it's joint venture, as the term itself implies, it's basically there is a collaboration of sorts. It can be through equity sharing or in the development of the technology. Now, I inputs the potential adapter and the researchers. So the researchers and the potential adapter would collaborate on their ideas, and as well on the equity sharing of the adoption of the technology. The outright sale applies when the transfer of university technology is without giving restrictions to the recipient, which is usually conducted if wala na bitaw makita na potential use for the particular technology. So for our food technologies, this is what we usually offer to our adapters. It has a rather short effectivity as to its licensing period of effectivity of its IP protection. So with outright sale, you are altogether waiving your right as a researcher on the ownership of the technology. So imo nang gihatag, you give all the rights already to the adapter of the technology. Spin-off, on the other hand, is actually what we're trying to achieve for our university faculty. This is when new companies based on university developed technologies other intellectual properties are formed. No, university faculty and staff turned technopreneurs usually start or manage these spin-off. So you will become CEOs of your company, which was first and foremost established because of the technology that you were able to develop. So you will be the one responsible in marketing your technology, not in selling your technology. So how do you bring your technology to the market space would really weigh heavily on you. Okay, so that's what spin-off is. And still another way of commercializing your technology, it's what we call a commercialization strategy is through startups. Okay, so your commercialization journey may take in the form of all those. Okay. Questions so far? Sir Jerks, na ba tayo mga questions from the students? Linog di ay? So, basta sa kabalo. Perhaps at this point, no, we will take a short break. Wala po nakabantay sa linog. Naglinog di ay. I will wait for Sir Jervis prompt not to resume while everyone was probably requested to go into the open space. Babalik po sa office. But okay na po, makakadayo po. Fantastic. Problems sa sales and growth. Kung ano sa kabalik mo. So, from the policer, it's okay. Yes,
Hello, Ma'am Bing. Good morning once again.
wala dyan ko kabantay, sir, sa
Ma'am,
linog.
we can really actually feel the linog from our position because we're in the fourth floor of LRC.
I know. That's why, kanang gusto po nila na din eh. Nanggawas po, sis?
Yes, nanggawas ang students but nagbalik na sad. Nakabalik nami. Nabiyaan gyud ka, ma'am. Ay, sorry kaayo.
I hope nga, I don't know what they miss in the ano. Anyway, they can ask questions later. Siguro
Yeah.
let's give them, shall we give them 5 minutes, Sir Jerks?
Okay na po, ma'am, para ano ka, ma'am, if gusto ka mag-CR break or whatever, we can actually give if okay lang po sa imo.
Sige, paki-prompt na lang ko, Sir Jerks, kung
Alright.
na mo resume na at least 5 minutes.
Sige, ma'am. We'll prompt you po.
Sige, thank you.
Thank you. All right, so 2 minutes left. All right, 60 seconds. All right, so 5 minutes is up. Ma'am, you can continue na po. Basid na pa kay other lakaw. Maulo, mi sa imo.
Yes, Sir Jerbs. Iwas lang po, farmer mga.
Yes po, it's okay po. Take your time po. While waiting for our speaker, to our dear Trailblazer students, please feel free to click the link for the attendance and for the evaluation of the last day of our lecture series. All right. So once again, please click the link for the attendance and of course for the evaluation.
Wala pa may question so far, Sir Jerbs, ba?
Wala raman, ma'am.
Wala pa. Pasabot ba kaha sila? Alright. Okay, so shall we resume? Let me take you now to the path to technology commercialization. Early on, no, we made mention of what this session is all about. So we are not actually going to talk about actual technologies that are commercialized, but rather to take you to that process, and how to commercialize technology. So you will have a better understanding on how technologies are actually commercialized in the technology. So if we try to look at the process, it starts with invention. With the invention, of course, there's nothing to commercialize. If there's no invention, there's no work of art. But from there, we assess this intellectual property, and we proceed with what strategies would apply in terms of its protection. And then we conduct a market and business analysis for that. So there are certain processes, and there are sub-processes for every process. And in all of this, there is a committee assigned to conduct reviews and assessment that closely engage or collaborates with the inventors. Okay, so in the process, no, it's very important for us to really establish that connection between the inventors, because it's the inventors really that can provide us with the right data in terms of the assessment of the technology to later come up with assessment as to what commercialization strategy would best apply to the technology. Will it be for external adoption, or will the inventor opt to start with a startup where coaching, mentoring, and incubation would be necessary? So let's try to look at each of these process. So in the um, in the beginning, no, of the process, it's very important to look into the invention, no, or what kind of work is being submitted, no, for commercialization. So if we try to again look at what invention is, no, as a review, it's any art or process, machine, manufacture, design, or composition of matter, or any new and useful improvement thereof, or any variety of plant which is or may be patentable under the patent laws of the Philippines. Kaya mo man siyang gikuha no na definition from the World Intellectual Property. So that's why laws of the United States, but should also apply, no, to laws in the Philippines. When we use a work of authorship, these are actually original works of authorship that include literary, dramatic, musical, architectural, cartographic, unsa man na inyong mga creative ninyong mga creations, choreographic, pantomimic, pictorial, graphic, sculptural, audiovisual creations, and any other works of arts that may not have been mentioned. Okay, so from there, once you are able to establish that, no, you have this invention, we are now going to proceed to the assessment of that intellectual property. And with that, no, we have to look at some regulatory requirements. So the looking at the technology itself and considering the market, no, that you are bringing it to, no, what are the funding requirements needed, and what invention protection would apply, no? And finally, the commercialization path that would apply to that particular invention. So it's important at this point, no, for you to establish that trust between the researcher and the team that conducts the assessment, evaluation of the technology. So there has to be an invention disclosure to protect the interest, no, of both parties. And then what are the different government rights, exploration. Okay. Then upon the conduct, no, of the assessment or evaluation of the technology, we look at the novelty or the inventiveness of the technology. There are certain criteria, technical criteria that we can find, and this is when the technical or the wisdom, no, of our technical expertise would apply. So they look at the breadth and the advantage, no, of the technology. Para unsa siya, no, how unique must be this technology is. Then what is that market you are considering, no? Will it just cover, for example, this part of the region? Are you looking at its global market? Are you looking at certain geographic considerations for that? And how much will it require for you to fully develop, no, the technology? So we look at the research funding requirement. And in the process of assessing your technology, what invention protection would apply? Is it good for patent? Is it for utility model? Is it applicable for copyright, trademark, industrial design, and all the types of invention protection? And then from there, we can somehow have an initial assessment already as to what commercialization path are you going to take. Will you go into startups or all those modes of commercialization, routes of commercialization that I mentioned earlier? Will you go into licensing? Will it be joint venture? Or will it be a spin-off? No? Or will it be an outright sale, no, of your technology? Okay. Then we go to the conduct of market and business analysis. So when we talk about commercialization, no, we're trying to really sell the technology, hoping to generate a revenue out of it. So we can't just do that without considering the market you intend your technology to cover, and how feasible really, no, is your technology. Are there users of this technology? That's when we say, is there a market for that technology? No? So for that, no, we look at, in terms of market, we look at what opportunities are there, because there might be somehow a technology there na medyo pariha ang iyang utilization. And what size of the market are you looking at? Because it might be a bit too small for the technology that you have developed, and it will turn out to be not viable. And then the impact that this technology will be creating in the market that we are considering. Okay? Then we look at the competitive landscape. No? Then the industry that it is part of. No? Unsa man siya na, is it in the food industry? Is it in the artificial intelligence? And if these are, no, among others, because there are a lot actually that you can get into. It can be in the field of mechanical, no, electrical, civil, and all other mga engineering field. We look at what are the barriers to your entry to this industry, and what will be its implication in terms of its regulatory requirements. Okay. In terms of technology development, it's ideal for your technology to be at a high level in terms of its readiness. But there are adapters that are willing already, no, to adapt your technology, even if it's in the middle, no, in terms of technology readiness, or other consideration for the readiness level of the technology. So you, at this point, you might not be exactly getting, no, what I'm trying to talk about, but as you explore, no, this world of tech transfer and commercialization, this will make more sense to you. Okay. Is it in the stage of completed research pa siya, or is it already in the stage of prototyping, no? Or katunang ready na for pre-commercialization and commercialization? Okay. What are the funding requirements needed? Will it be through grants, matching funds, or investors, or interested investors, no, to fund your technology for further development? And what are the business, in terms of business opportunity, what will be the business model that would apply best, no, to your technology? And more importantly, you should be able to consider the development of your technology from the perspective of the customer. That's why, no, in the field of Masagali na siya sa I think this is something that you are taking up no, in your CEP kaning customer validation, where you develop technologies that would be a problem solution fit that should be the best fit for the problem that you have identified, a solution that would best fit no, for the problem that you identify, or a product market fit. So there's that. No. And in all of that, no, like what I have mentioned earlier, there should be close engagement with the inventor, so you will be able to really figure out, well, what commercialization strategy would apply, to the technology. Okay. After having gone through all those process, you are now ready not to consider, is your company or your technology for external adoption by an external company, or will you be getting into startup where your business will be undergo incubation and you will be mentored and coached by industry experts. Okay. So in essence, ang technology transfer may be summed up through this process. Okay. First is we look at the different readiness levels of the technology. So in the assessment of the technology, we look at the technology readiness, the manufacturing readiness, and the investment readiness. When technology transfer was introduced, one thing that was greatly considered is the technology readiness pa lang to, but the assessment has already evolved over time. So now we're looking at its manufacturing readiness and also its investment readiness. Okay. Then from there, we look at how are we going to protect the intellectual property. So this is to protect the interest of the inventors. So for here, this is part of the services actually that is offered by our office. We facilitate the conduct of patent search to really be able to assess if your technology has its value of inventiveness. Is it novel, as we would say. And then facilitate also the conduct of patent drafts. So you would have to, if this is something that you cannot really do as an inventor, then at least for you to understand the process, because this is a technical know-how that you would have to develop. But one important consideration for this is your willingness to be able, and the patience and dedication to be able to draft your patent for intellectual property protection. Okay, and then from there we proceed to the consideration if it's what route of commercialization are we going to take, and we consider the value of the intellectual property, the ownership and the grants, para kinsa man ang manag-iya, what territory is it going to cover, the cost of the licensing and royalty fee, what will be the return of rights on the ownership, and what are the research and publishing rights. So these are among the considerations in terms of the licensing of the technology. Okay. And then the job is not going to start from the signing of the contract or from the licensing agreement. Part also of our task is to monitor, because we're looking at sustainability of the technology. So even if the technology has been adopted already, we try to look at the conduct of performance appraisal of the technology. Then we do product quality monitoring to really ensure that the quality of the product that was developed out of the technology utilized is really maintained. And then, is it really making good financial? That's why we look at the audited financial report, because this will also be the basis for the collection of the royalty or the charging of the royalty. Mayroon ba akong connection, Sir Gerbs?
Medyo Ma'am Vanessa, pero you're good na again po.
Medyo intermittent ang atong nalinog po siya, itong signal.
Basin, Ma'am.
Okay. So, sige, gamay na lang. So, before innovations can be brought to the market, its maturity can be characterized by its technology readiness levels. So, this is one of the readiness levels that we will look into, the technology readiness. As you can see, it is made up of 3 phases. We have the research phase, we have the development phase, and we have the deployment phase. And in each of these phases, there are 3 levels that you would have to consider. And in the research phase, this is when basic principles are observed, as in terms of the development of the technology, technology concepts, formulation, and the experimental proof of concept. So this is that part where prototyping of the technology is done. But this may not be the ideal level for your technology to be commercialized. You would have to progress to the development. Okay? Remember, we are commercializing technology. We are allowing our technology to be utilized by a certain industry. So we have to make sure that it's really prepared for or it's prepared to be brought to the market space. Okay, so in the second phase, which is the development, this is when we do validation of the technology in the lab. And then once this is done, this has to be also validated in the environment, in the relevant environment that is. And then it can also be not just validated, but demonstrated. And finally, in the deployment phase, this is actually the ideal levels for technologies to be commercialized. This is where system prototype demonstration is done. The system is already completed and it has duly qualified. And finally, in level 9, actual system is proven in operational environment. So meaning to say that at that particular level, your technology has been really tested and proven for it to be safely utilized in the market that it intends to enter. Okay. But we're not just looking at the technology readiness level. More importantly is to look at the investment readiness level of the technology. So here, we consider, so we with great emphasis, we really consider the market. You have probably heard of the Samsung. So this is that part where you look at its total demand in the market. That the total composition of the demand that you're trying to look at. So you look at the total available market, and from this total available market, what percentage would make up your serviceable available market. And then from there, you have to narrow it down to its serviceable, obtainable market. And in the conduct of this, you have to be realistic enough, to really focus on that market that you are considering. It's something na dili lang mo pang maon sa hangin. Na you have to really conduct a research if there is really a market for the technology that you are developing. So the higher they say the level of its readiness level, the more appealing your technology is. The more value you can put sa imuhang technology, the more it becomes more valuable as a technology. So in terms of IP valuation, it commands a higher value actually. Then aside from that, we also look at the manufacturing readiness level. Okay, so just like the other readiness levels that we look at, there are also 3 phases. Daghan ba kaayo ma'am readiness level? So inanigid ni siya kay just to, if only to make sure how viable the technology is that you are developing. So there is a lot of responsibility that goes with being an inventor. It's not something you just throw in the market. Okay, my job is done. I was able to develop a technology, and that's it. So part of our responsibility is to make sure that we are able to pass on this level. So not only the technology readiness level and the investment readiness level, but we also look at the manufacturing readiness level of your technology. So from the technology assessment and proving phase to the pre-production and the production implementation, this is actually to test if your technology has the capacity to be scaled up on a larger basis. Okay, so these are the readiness levels that we have to look at in terms of the development of our technology. So in USTP, this is the process flow based on what we have experienced. So this is not actually the be all and end all or the science of technology transfer. This is the process flow according to what we have experienced, and based on also on the theories that we were able to learn in our capacity building. So here the process starts with so this is just to validate what we had just discussed by few. So in USTP, this is the process that we apply and prove to be practical and realistic in terms of commercializing technology. We always start with the disclosure of the technology. It's really very important. So that's why I said it's important for researchers to and our team to establish that trust. Otherwise, the researcher would have trust issues in disclosing the details of their technology. So they will not be as in engaging. They'll not be as cooperative in discussing in the conduct of the assessment of their technology. So we start with the technology disclosure, where a series of meetings will be conducted for that, because we look at the inventiveness of the technology, what IP protection would best apply, and so on and so forth. We will be asking requirements from the researchers. And finally, when these are completed, we can proceed to the next process. If not, probably because upon assessment, there is no novelty, no inventiveness in your technology. So you can probably discuss with the team how else can you make some tweaks, no, for your technology to pass on that stage. Now, for technologies that has completely complied with the requirement, we can proceed, not to the actual conduct of the protection of the IPs, the technology. And from there, conduct of the readiness level, no? And once this is done, this will be endorsed to another unit in our office for the assessment of its marketability, no? And also all an investment, also marketability and investment. And from there, we assess the commercialization readiness. So we at this particular point, we can say that pre-commercialization may be conducted. Technology profiles will be developed. So we place here prioritize technologies like those that has the most potential are those technologies that have high readiness levels. Okay, so with that, we prioritize these technologies, not to have their technology profiles developed. And once this is done, these are technologies that may be pitched, no, into the industry. So usually in our case, we organize pitching events for this technology to be pitched to potential industry adapters. Hopefully, with that, we will. This is in line with our effort to seek our commercialization partner. So hopefully, with that event, we are able to capture the interest of a particular investor, and we can proceed to further discussion on how these technologies be developed according to the terms, no, of the potential adapter, and also if these terms would be agreeable also on the part of the developer of that technology. Okay, then a conduct of the valuation will be done. Okay, once you are able to settle already your terms, no, with the adapter, and then you can already talk about the value of your technology. So for technologies na wala siya adapter, then maybe discussions will be done. No? Further discussions will be done on how else can this technology be more appealing to considered industry or adapters of that technology. Okay, so for technologies which have adapters already, we can proceed to more collaborative meetings with them. And then once that's all settled, we can conduct site inspection to the facility of the adapter. And then finally to the signing, no, of the licensing agreement. So that's basically it, no, in terms of the process that we follow for technology transfer in the university. Okay. Are there questions so far, no, with our discussion on the path to commercialization? Anybody?
Hi, Ma'am Van.
Yes, Sir Jobs.
Question lang is this, since the bulk of our audience are students. So if the students have developed technologies based on their own research, their patent, and are they also qualified to have the services of the technology transfer office?
Yes, sir. Actually, we also consider students, no, as part of our clients. But in terms of if the what we have in the policy, no, in terms of commercializing technology would apply to students. We don't have that yet in the policy. Our policy does not support, but if they want to pursue that for their personal consumption, it can be done. as far as protection of technology is concerned. But them being recognized as owners, especially if it's something that they do in compliance for a particular subject requirement, sir. So it's considered as ownership of the technology. However, they can improve more on that, no, through further discussion with their faculty, and the faculty can represent for the student, no, as far as pursuing the commercialization of technology is concerned.
So far, there's no student technology adopted yet. I mean, based on the record.
Wala pa, sir, kay our policy doesn't cover. However, we are in the process of revising our technology, our policy rather. And that's something, no, that we're really trying to look at if it can be considered. So we have experts from the tech transfer division, no, from the USTP na amo ana siyang i-validate pa. Amo pa siyang i-verify if kaya ang ato manggong policy is also anchored on the Tech Transfer Act, and the act does not really provide, no, having students, no, as considered as inventor. So how can we revise, no, the policy that we have in the university for it to be also favorable, not just to the faculty, but to the students as well. Something that we are looking at. Siguro we will have an answer next year because we will have the revision of our policy sometime this month. So we just need to get the confirmation from our experts na from the OST.
So I think mas gwapo po ma-include ang students, right? Like, for example, at the end of their, for example, in their own thesis, then find out that the project is very good. Na in terms of the technology, in terms of the commercialization angle, the result of their thesis was so good. And in that case, pwede baka si university po can actually own that technology, or free lang ang students to do it on their own.
Yeah. So, yes, sir. I get your point, and I also support that idea. And in fact, we have a program, di ba, atong i-launch ninyo na as our expression of support to the, you know, initiative of the student in terms of development of technology. Na atay katong funding na assistance, no, in the development of technology. So that's a good step, no, to start with. Later, siguro we can do something, no, about the policy that we have. Okay. It's important magod for our policy to have legal basis. If there siguro somebody in the university that would really strongly lobby that high official in the university, I think this is something that we can push for. So let's hope for that, no, Sir James, because kami in the team also supports the idea, no, really motivating students. This should motivate more students to really develop technologies, and a good way to collaborate, no, with their mentors. Kay it's good man gid na for them to be protected also sa ilahang mga creations, diba? Sir. So hopefully, sir, we will be able to make that revision in our policy.
Yeah, forward.
So the next that I'm going to share is actually, you know, just to share, you know, to our students what our office is actually up to. But I'm just going to run through this with you, just so you have an idea, no, na para unsa di ay technology transfer office in the university. So let me take you know to our technology transfer story. The PCO is a 3-year-old office in the university, and we are supposed to serve as the interface between the technologies that are developed and what the industry and community demand. And our services, the core of our services actually considers those that I have shared with you early on. And so that is why our office goes by the tagline, protect, promote, commercialize, because we facilitate the protection of your technology, we facilitate the promotion of your technology, and we help you commercialize your technology. We started with this team. We are a pitch-paired, funded office, and we started with Engineer Bonson Mabulay as our project leader, and members of the team are, we have our Vice Chancellor, then for Finance and Admin, now our Vice Chancellor for Research, Engineer Alex Morial, and we are a team of 3 girls. And later on, we were able to, from this team of 3, we were able to recruit more, recruit good, moral like networking. We were able to invite more in the team, no? And we now have different managers in the 3 units in the office. We have the manager for our innovation technology support that takes charge of the protection of the intellectual property. And then we have the manager also of the business development unit in the person of Ma'am Rhea Agisan. You might be familiar with her. And for ITSO, by the way, we have also Engineer Gladys Compasan. And for the promotions and marketing unit, we have Miss Monica Mapailan. So these are the heads of the 3 units that we have in the technology promotions and commercialization phase. And the ITSO team is also being assisted by our technical experts. We have as part of the team, we started with Engineer Clark, Sir Jerry, and Sir Jody, and we have our staff here, Michael Noreza and Geisha, who assist us in basically the crossover niya to the different units. We are under the office of the university system president. From here, this is now the current organizational structure of technology promotions and commercialization office. And so we hope to have more technical experts, so there will be more assistance that we can provide as far as the drafting of your IPs are concerned. So still we are under the office of the university system president, and we have still the 3 units under which we have the different staff. And then for our technical experts, we have more or less the same, except that we now have in the team Engineer Mark Nalupa. We're also champion in the innovations technologies. Actually, all our experts in the ITSO have developed their technologies. So headed of course by Ma'am Gladys, and then Engineer Clark has also submitted technology for patent, and Sir Mark have also been championing in our innovations in the various pitching events that he participated in. And also Sir Jody, and they are both in the field of artificial intelligence and computer science. Our milestones, so we're able to forge partnerships with various agencies. We were able to run a training program, which is going to be a regular actually in our effort to really come up with a training program, not just for researchers na naanay technology, but to also assist researchers in coming up with a technology that is really technology that was really more of suggested or um, from the ideation process, no, from the our industry or would be adapters. So this program we will call this anchored on the concept of FEC or Philippine Innovation Entrepreneurship Course. We call this as the TRIP program, no, the Technology Transfer Relay and Intellectual Property Promotion. So hopefully the next year we are going to have our pilot run for that. Okay. These are the IPs that we were able to register and commercialize from 2020 to 23. This may have increased, no, as to date. We have not yet updated this as of December, but for at least in October, I believe we were able to already file 85 copyrights, 39 utility models, 15 trademarks. We're able to commercialize 6 technologies, most of them food, and we were able to transfer also technology to our community adapters. And this is the project of the Food Innovation Center, and then that also the team that is headed by no less than our Vice Chancellor, Engineer Joy Barbosa. The technologies that we were able to commercialize were actually ready to eat, and this was adapted by our first adapter, the Best Friend Goodies, which is owned by Ma'am Ninette, if you are familiar with her, and they have DepEd, no, as their captured market. So we also have another adapter, no, in the person of Mr. Glendon Magallanes. No, they are from Balay-Balay, and they are also into beverages. Communities, we supported by transferring technology or the Women's Federation of Manolo Fortich, and we were able to transfer shelf-stable giant bamboo shoots in brine to the Women's Association in the Manolo Fortich. The team of Sergio was able to bag support, no, from no less than USEC Mabora, no, for their technology, Balzic and Clomets. So they are from the field of agriculture food. And every time, no, we celebrate our anniversary, we make sure that these are really kind of milestones, no, na diri si Sir Jerby, nakita ninyo si Sir Jerby, na siya naka-award. Because we also partner with CEP and with CDO Guides, no, in some of the initiatives that we do in the office. Every time we celebrate our anniversaries, we make sure that we also hold something significant or to make it more meaningful. So like we conduct the demo day in partnership with our CDO guides, and then just recently we also had the MOA signing, no, for the transfer of technology to our local government unit, no, for an app that the team of Dr. Barbosa was able to develop, no? The local government of unit of Cagayan de Oro are the adapters for that. And of course, dili po ta mawalagi, no, sa awards nato in our annual ITSO Clustering Recognition Awards. So we have been consistently bagging the bronze and silver awards, as well as a special citation for the technologies that we were able to commercialize. So in all that we do, no, for PCO, we anchor it on the vision, no, and the mission that we commit, no, our goals to, and that is to for us to ambitiously aspire to be in the innovation map and visibly interfacing with stakeholders and creating a significant mark in fostering innovations, not just in the academy, but in the whole innovation community. And moreover, for our mission, I hope you will be one with us, no, in fulfilling this mission, which is to create and nurture a working innovation ecosystem that promotes entrepreneurship and commercialization of technologies to contribute to the economic and social development of the community it serves. So for our ways forward, like I said, we try to always come up with programs that would both encourage and motivate not just faculty but students also, no, to really tread that path, no, of commercialization. So hopefully you will be able to take part in this program that we really hope to uh, be able to implement starting next year, no, with the right amount of funding, no, from the university. Will be able to really pull this through. So our banner programs is also anchored on um, the the banner also program of our science and technology parks, which is we associate it with water, and so our banner program represents water, something to do with water, not water activities, no, but um, something to do with water flow movement, meaning it's not just steady, but it's increasing. It could be stronger as to strength, no. So and so for our I mentioned our office goes by the tagline protect, promote, commercialize, right? So we represent this with this for our branding purposes. We have the ripple tank activities for our protection initiatives, the rapid boost, no, program for our promotion activities, and we have the rush stream for our commercialization activities. We also have a business e-learning and concept know-how for to put in business perspectives on the technologies that are developed. Okay, then we also will be tapping local government units, no, to for us to be able to develop technologies that would provide solutions to their problems, and hopefully we will be able to commercialize that. So we have our Link LGU program that's leading innovation, innovative and network knowledge, no, for LGU, and then siguro we will have an integration of sorts of our DEC program and the TRIP that I have mentioned. Again, TRIP, ay nakulangan og T, Technology Transfer Relay and Intellectual Property Promotions. And Sir Jokes, do you want to write something? Naglakaw-lakaw ka sa home screen, Sir Jokes. Then this month now we will be releasing the first ever newsletter, no, for PCO, and we call it as CRISP, no, which stands for Commercialized Research and Innovative Solutions Publication. And this is going to be a yearly namo na publication for all the activities and technologies that we were so far able to engage in, no, commercialize, no, for technologies in TPCO. Then in our effort, no, to really encourage researchers, no, to develop more technologies in the university. We actually have our researchers weekend. It's a 3-day weekend, no, of sorts, for researchers, where the venue will be at the sea or the shores of a particular resort, to for them to have, hoping that with this somehow different environment, we will be able to come up with more strategies on how else to develop their technology. So we will be with them in that journey. All right. So again, I'd like to end now with the tagline that
Round.
office stand for. We protect, we promote, and we commercialize. And so with that, I end my presentation. If you need our help, this is our team. You may reach us in these contact numbers. Our website is also there, and our email is. Thank you very much. I hope this has been an informative morning for you. And if you have questions, you just feel free to email us or visit us here. We are situated right here at the forefront of the USTP, mga frontliner ni dinhi. Tapat sa Molier, no? Mura sa ni diri og dawat og prenda. So for tapadala o kumanin. Among gadawaton diri technology. So I hope to see you in our future engagements, and I hope that you were able to learn something for this morning. So thank you very much, and back to you, Sir Jerby.
Thank you so much, Dr. Venessa, Adalin-Garcia, for sharing to us the importance, the significance of technology commercialization. Without further ado, we will request our technical staff to please share to us the screen, the certificate of appreciation to our dear speaker. Once again, thank you so much, ma'am, po, for gracing us your expertise and your time to share, no? Kanang we really know nga medyo busy gyud, no, while nag-talk nag-assign pa, pasensya kayo ma'am. Anyway, then ma'am, pwede ko pa stop share ma'am para maka-share screen me?
Okay, sorry. Isahan.
It's okay po.
Makita akong mouse, abot niya kung mouse. Tago siya. There.
That's okay po.
Thank you.
All right, while waiting, please gentle reminders for the attendance and of course for the evaluation, no? Okay, so University of Science and Technology of Southern Philippines, Certificate of Appreciation is presented to Dr. Venessa Adalin-Garcia as resource speaker for imparting her knowledge and expertise in the field of commercializing USTP developed technologies during the lecture series on pitching competition day 4 on December 4, 2023 via Zoom. Her discussion has greatly helped the participants to understand commercializing USTP developed technologies in the field of entrepreneurship. Given this 4th day of December 2023, signed Engineer Johannes Armando D. Pasqua, Head Center for Entrepreneurship and Technology, signed Attorney General O. Alpina, Chancellor USTP CDO. Once again po, ma'am, thank you so much for gracing us your time to be our guest speaker for this topic. Before anything else, Sir Jugs, is there anything else you wanted to say po?
So again, thank you very much, Ma'am Ding. We finally call her Ma'am Ding, Vanessa Garcia, Dr. Vanessa Garcia, for sharing your knowledge. Truly, we have chosen this topic because it's quite important for us to not only just researchers, but all constituents of USTP, particularly our students, so that they can have a glimpse of what's ahead of their development technologies. So we at the Center of Entrepreneurship is really encouraging not only our students, but also our faculty to be entrepreneur. And we have a lot of brilliant minds in USTP. Kailangan lang yun nila mabalaan the way to commercialize. And there's no other office in the university that has that core knowledge, and also the personnel of the PTPCO. Truly, this has been an eye-opener for us. And also when our students or faculty has a technology in mind, they now have a glimpse of how to do the next steps. So we thank you very much, Ma'am Ding, for your generous time and effort that you have given to us and to the whole community.
There you have it. Thank you so much, Sir Jux, the head of the CET CDO. No, this has been your host, Jerby M. Laniton. You may now enjoy your lunch and have a great day, everyone. Once again po, thank you so much, Dr. Vanessa Garcia, for gracing us her time. Bye, everyone.